Hey there friends, thanks for checking in. Here we are once again talking about the best way to respond to an active shooter at a school. Before I get to the points that I want to make, I want to pull back from a video that I made in 2013 when I talked about this very topic. And then we're going to come back and talk about what is currently on my mind in regard to arming teachers.
But the question is, at what point are we going to start arming teachers and school personnel? And now we have students entering schools and buildings. This is nothing new. This has been going on for a long time. At what point are we going to meet that with another firearm? We have this false illusion that, if we arm teachers, little Miss Betty, who's been teaching for 30 years, is going to have a Glock 22 on her hip walking around in the hallways. See, because don't we want to give ourselves every advantage possible to protect our children?
That video was made 5 years ago, and that information still holds true today. The only difference is we're finally having the conversation of arming school personnel. The reason is nobody has come up with a better solution for handling an active shooter than arming the people who are at the school. Trump himself said this would prove to be a deterrent because we know that active shootings take place in gun-free zones. Gun-free zones are dangerous places. But I have noticed that people have asked 3 questions that are on their mind, so I want to address those 3 questions right now. The first one is, and I've heard this a lot of times, I see it, with these anti-gun people, you want more guns and not less at school? Is that what you want? Do you want your kid's teacher having a gun? Yes, that's exactly what I want. I want an armed and educated, firearm proficient person protecting my kid. Because your lockdown system is not going to work. Matter of fact, I want to meet the person who's going to run through gunfire to make their way to the PA system to announce their lockdown. The school's in lockdown as they run away. I don't see it happening. And then what if the kids are on the playground or the kids are in the lunchroom during that time? How do we make sure they are safe? There's no foolproof way to do that from any lockdown system, and it's unrealistic to think that they could just close up the entire school and lock everything up and the shooter's going to look around in empty hallways and walk away. Another thing people think is, how are my kids' lives going to change at school? What's that school environment going to look like when we have all these armed people? And they had this vision, like, the teacher would show up at school and go to their mailbox and their gun's going to be in there. Hey, I got my gun here. And they're going to strap it on and walk around the school. That's completely false. Matter of fact, you would be surprised that when you are out and about at the store, the mall, the grocery store, the restaurant, the public park, how many people around you are actually carrying guns. You'd be shocked. Matter of fact, if there's some radar that said, this person here, this lady over here, this little old grandma over here, they have guns, you would realize that the more guns that are in your area is completely fine. They call it concealed carry because you don't know. And the fact that you don't know that these other people are carrying, you yourself are safer. Another question people ask is, what are the chances it's going to happen here? Now, every time something bad happens, they interview the people that were around and they say, well, stuff like that doesn't happen around here. Oh, this is a nice area. We all know each other. The neighbors look after each other's homes. Everything is fine. This stuff doesn't happen around here. Well, I'm here to tell you, it could happen at my kid's school. It could happen at your kid's school. It could happen anywhere across the land. And we have to prepare for all situations. As gun people, we learn to prepare for all situations. And you say, well, I'm not a gun person. Well, I've got a question for you. Did you wear your seatbelt? You probably didn't plan on getting into a car wreck. You may have never been into a car wreck, but yet you put your seatbelt on just in case, right? Just in case somebody runs into you or you total your car or something bad happens, you want to remain safe. So when we say, what are the chances? We have to say, the chances are high. Matter of fact, there are copycat cases going on all throughout the country where people are making threats at their schools. I think they like the attention. We have to take each and every one of those very, very seriously. If you were ever in your house and you were really scared, you were worried that your life was in danger and you called 911 and let's just pretend the cop showed up right away, do you want that officer to have a gun? Well, of course you do, because it is that gun that could mean the difference between life and death. If that officer shows up unarmed, he is worthless to you. But it's that gun that could be the difference between harm or safety. We take that same philosophy and put it toward school personnel. It is that gun that could be the difference between your kid living or dying in an active shooting situation. It is so important, and the time is now. We are not talking about people who are not educated. We're not talking about people who are doing this for fun. We are talking about people who are making a commitment, a time and energy sacrifice to make sure your kids are safe. We need to be realistic about it and be open to the idea that this is a good thing. This could help all of our children come to school and leave in peace. If you like videos like this, please subscribe and share. I always appreciate the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and you guys be safe.